Alright, so we'll be moving on to our fitness topic, which is taken by Edward.
Yeah, hit me up.
Alright, so what are your thoughts on exercise and exercising in general?
Alright. Exercise, the action is what I'll be covering today. So I have to make this a bit clickbaity. So in order of Classroom of the Elite Season 2 being released in recent time, I'll be making a quick throwback to the ending of Season 1. So in the immortal words of Iono Koji, or Iono God as most people would call him, all people are nothing but tools. To me, the exercise guy here, exercises are nothing but tools. It's all about the ideology of it.
Ooh.
The very same principle that people are nothing but tools can be applied to exercise. You can bear some attachment to what an exercise is because you like how it feels. However, at the very end of the day, what you need to realize is that exercises are literally a means to an end. Whether that end is increasing your strength, increasing your muscle size, losing fat, whatsoever, is a fitness exercise outcome that you're looking for. So perhaps I could give a little bit of a personal example. Maybe about 10 years ago, back when I was 14. So there was this kind of like ideology or thought going on around in the PE teachers. So they said that before you do the exercise called the bench press, you should be able to do push-ups.
No, I have not heard of that ideology before.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a very antiquated bro sciencey ideology with regards to training. It's kind of like earn your right to do an exercise, be qualified to do something.
Yes, the citation, bro, just trust me.
Exactly. With that said, so in 2017 there was this article on T Nation. Yeah, I visited there a lot in the past. I'm not gonna say exactly who's the person, but you can just search the key term push-up. So a rather famous person nowadays has said that, hey, you should be able to do 10 push-ups before you are qualified to do bench press.
Oh, qualified.
So is it funny how this like post in 2017 corroborates my experience in 2014?
I mean, you would expect it to, I guess.
Yeah, it's about
Hearsay?
It's about ideology. Is that people hold some exercise to a vaunted standard, and that's why you create this kind of like gatekeeping exercise beforehand, a lot of the push-ups and the bench press.
That's right, everybody. Question ideology. Don't believe everything you hear.
Yeah, so my personal experience relates more to how I did the exact opposite of what is in bro talk. That how I got to be able to do push-ups was by doing bench press.
Oh, that is the exact reverse of it.
Yeah, so something that most people do not exactly know, or would probably not know unless they know me, is that when I was 14 years old, I was exceedingly chunky. I was severely obese.
I can remember those times.
Yeah, I think at the time I ranged anywhere from 110 to 120 kilos.
Now, how much do you weigh now?
100.
Oh, that is a significant improvement.
Yeah, to give a bit of a height context, my height has only grown about 3 centimeters since then. For people who do not use metric units, that would be about 1.5 inches.
Right.
So I stand at 185 now, 1.85 cm, and in the past about 1.2. So you could tell, yeah, I'm a tall guy and I'm a chunky guy. I think to most people it would be kind of obvious that, hey, this really fat dude isn't going to be able to push-ups. However, I happen to participate in a certain club that require you to do tons and tons of push-ups.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a uniform group. I'm not say
yes. The push-ups, the only currency in uniform groups.
Yeah, with that said, it's not like a guy who, extremely sedentary, severely overweight. It's not like you can just like, off the bat, you whack and you are able to do push-ups.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I harnessed as much of my monkey brain as time could and searched online how to get stronger. And so part of that personal experience includes this program. It's called Strongest 5x5.
Oh.
I know, literally all the boomers of the internet are like screaming, yeah, strong limbs, Arno. I know. But it was through doing bench press and overhead press in this program that, hey, I could actually start at a weight that I could do, rather than start with my 110 kilo body as the baseline weight. And so as I started working my way up from like the empty bar, 20 kilos, to maybe about 40 kilos, that was like, bam, I could do one push-up.
Oh, that is an improvement. The first one is always the hardest.
Right? And previously for like 2 years prior, I can't even do a single push-up. And what solved it? It's bench press.
That goes against all conventional wisdom as far as it goes.
I mean, it goes against bro science conventional wisdom.
Bro science.
That said, the progression then started increasing as I started being able to do my first push-up. I kept doing bench press and my bench press went up. When I was at maybe 50 for 5x5, then I could do 10 push-ups. At that point, I was sufficiently strong enough to do push-ups for actual training, and I started blending both of them. If I know it, the bench press was at like hovering around 60 something, and it was coming to like 2013. And so at that point I could already do 20 push-ups and sets of it.
Wow.
Shocking. My weight barely even dropped that much. It dropped from maybe 110 to 100. That's about it.
That is not 10%. That's about 10%. That's quite significant.
Relativity.
Relative. Yeah.
So yeah. How does this all come together? Exercise is a tool to develop fitness. I initially brought up the point that, hey, emotional attachment to exercise. So I want to address the fact that people feel emotional attachment to exercises. That is true. Lots of dudes love push-ups because it's, easy to get going. Some dudes love pull-ups, some people love squats, some people love bridging, anything. And then I'm not even going to go into the many hundreds of other exercises out there.
You know what my favorite sports is?
Using your fingers on the phone.
Esports, that's right. Hey.
Close enough. Close enough. So, in spite of the fact that you have emotional attachments to certain exercises, you should never ever forget that, hey, the exercise always exists to serve you as a tool to improve your fitness. And that you shouldn't hold vaunted standards like being qualified to do exercises based on a previous premise. At the end of the day, you're just meant to use them as you can and as is suitable to your environment to develop your fitness. That is a way of looking at exercise.
It seems like you're taking a very meta-analysis of exercises, going beyond what the exercise actually does to what the exercise actually means within the scope of a wholesome training regimen.
Perhaps analysis is not the right term for it. Perhaps a meta perspective is the right term to it. So, the meta perspective that I have on exercise is that meta by itself means above or about something. So, an exercise is a collection of movements. And in order to understand these movements, you first need to understand what they are in isolation before how they are in combination in the form of exercise. You need to understand muscles, joints, and anatomy. Muscles and joints are part of anatomy, yes, but it's how they operate in anatomical movements. One easy way of looking about it is you can see life in two-dimensional. So you have planes that the body parts operate in. Uh, these three planes you can think of it as an X, Y, and Z axis. I'll just go through the names of the three planes of planar movements in anatomy. So,
Sure. Inform us about it.
alright, so the first plane,
Mhm.
the most common plane, is the sagittal plane. The sagittal plane is what happens if I were to look at you as I am now. I'm looking at your body from the side. Then there is the frontal plane. As the name implies, it would be if I looked at you from your front. And the last plane is the transverse plane. So the transverse plane would be if I were to chop you in half and look from above.
Right, that sounds scary.
Yep. If you look at a grappler Baki or Baki Do, the way of Baki, I think 2018, you'll find a very good example of all these planes. You just need to be able to tolerate gore.
Let's put that for another time. I don't know if I can stomach thinking about my stomach in the open.
Yep. With that said, I hope that you come away with the understanding that, hey, exercises are tools. You should be able to use them and fit them for the occasion in order to achieve an outcome. You can have your emotional attachments, but don't let it ever override the fact that, hey, you're just doing a collective physical movement in order to achieve an outcome. Alright?
Oh, that's a very practical take on exercise.
Indeed.